learn to develop respectful attitude. What I said, respectful attitude. You must grow it. We must learn to respect one another. What I said we do, brethren. Outstanding couples respect one another. Regardless of whom you are, regardless of what God has made you in that family. The fact that you are the, what do they call it? You are the breadwinner. Are we together? Of that family doesn't give you the audacity to treat everybody in that home like a trash. I might say something to somebody in the house. The fact that you are what? The fact that you are the breadwinner doesn't permit you, doesn't give you the right to treat your spouse like a what? Like a trash. Treat your partner as an equal. As what, brethren? Or her as an equal. Don't look down on him or her, probably because of what he doesn't have or because of what he has. We are one in that whole marriage. Value their opinion. That is what describes mutual respect. Are we still together? What describes what, brethren? Mutual respect. What describes mutual respect includes equal rights. Includes respect for your partner's opinion and never to diminish them. Never to do what, brethren? Never to diminish them. To diminish means never to belittle them, never to look down on them, never to ridicule them, never to disgrace them, most especially in the public. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you. The golden rule of the Bible. It is disgraceful when you shout on your wife in the public or even in the closet, yelling on one another. And vice versa. I've seen husband, I see wife who do it. Who did what? Who did it? I saw one. I don't know the story. I'm not privileged to the whole episode of the story. I don't know what it happens. The wife was looking for her phone in one public function. I don't know whether she claimed she kept it in the custody of the husband. And the way she was talking was all I saw. And I said, this is not fair. In the public place. How do you feel such a marriage can become an outstanding marriage? That woman don't have respect for her husband. And men too do it. Who feel because they are breadwinner, they feel there is nothing, they can't open their mouth to say to their wife. It's unscriptural. That's not an outstanding spouse. Outstanding spouse, be he a man or a woman, see himself as what? As equal with his spouse. One, such a person must learn to value the opinion of his spouse and never to do what? To diminish that very particular person. Anywhere, any place, especially in the public, respect for their individuality and their personal boundary is key to building trust and a what, brethren? And a safe environment. Through mutual respect, we give respect to our what, brethren? To our individuality. To our what? To our individuality, as well as our boundaries. As well as our what? As our boundary. Individuality is what usually determines the kind of boundaries that we put, what, brethren, in place. Share that one can you? And Baba wa de man so awala kan man ko yan ekere. Yorùbá sọ pé ọbẹ̀ tí baálé ilé kì í bá jẹ, ìyálé ilé kì í sè. That is boundary. That is the way our forefather define and put the issues of what brethren or boundary. This is not now limited to a woman towards her husband alone. The husband too must learn to understand what are the dislike of what brethren of the wife and make it a no-go area. What does that you do? You make it a no-go area. That is what outstanding spouse does. As I'm talking to you, I've told you 3 times with that number. I know certain things my wife don't like for anything. Praise the name of the Lord. I know it. I've said it over and over here. My wife went out. Most especially probably she traveled. And she came back home to discover that our toilet is messed up. Etija network. Etija network. Titi dey say me ro she dey gbegbo e. Praise the name of the Lord. Praise the name of the Lord. I've known it. Hello? In the spirit of mutual respect. Titi diaroi. When I use our closet, you know what I did? Having flushed it, I had to look at it very, very well. Because I know I was the last person to use what? That toilet today. And I know if there is anything there, by the time we got home tonight, I know that it will not all go well. She doesn't like it. We should not think like that. And me, I don't care. There are times I got there, I saw some of them, they don't use that toilet as it ought to be what? As it ought to be. Probably they don't take notes. When I just got there, if I see anything mess up there, I just take water, I do what? I flush. I don't care. I don't bother. It doesn't move me. I might have done that. And I will just move out. I may ask, who used the toilet last among you? That's all. That's the end of the story. Boundaries in it. We must know it. So there should be what, brethren? Mutual respect. That is the core principle. Principle 1. What do I call it for you? In becoming an outstanding spouse. Learn what? Respect your husband. Respect your wife. Know what they want and what they don't want. Not think that upsetting. Make it a no-go what, brethren? A no-go area. 2, to become an outstanding spouse. Are we together, sir? Are we together, sir? Effective communication. Effective what? Effective communication. We must learn this very seriously. This has destroyed so many marriages. And I want to tell you, all the crises, or let me say it this way, the settled home. Are we together, people of God? What did I call it for you, brethren? The settled home is a product of communication. Unsettled home is a product of communication. Did you hear me? I should repeat myself. I want you to take note of that. A settled home is a product of communication. An unsettled home is also a product of communication. Bible sọ fún wa now. Ó ní ọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́. Kí ló sọ pé ó ń ṣe? Ó lè yọ obì lápò. Ọ̀rọ̀ líle á yọ idà nínú àpò. That's what the Bible says. It is the truth that can happen. True words. True words. If you communicate rightly, you will have good results. If you communicate badly, you will have bad results. Let me tell you this like I've been saying time with that number. The issue of marriage is the matter of garbage in and garbage out. What you invested in your marriage is what you will reap. A man can't plant corn and reap cocoa. Is it possible? Can somebody plant cassava, pastor, and reap yam? What you sow is what you will reap. What many of us are experiencing in our marriage, are we together? Is the product of what we have invested and what we have sown in that marriage. If you want a better home, If you want a better marriage, I beg with you, learn what we call, what, brethren? Effective communication. Learn effective words. Learn effective communication. Learn effective communication. And what is it? You want to tell me you don't know where I've been to? And if you don't know, that is your problem. It's a communication. It's a what? It's a communication. Dear, I think I told you I will be going to so place. Have you easily forgotten why you are asking me where I'm coming from again? Ṣé mo gbọ́dọ̀ náà ni? Ọ̀rọ̀ ni méjèèjì. Ṣùgbọ́n kan nínú ọ̀dẹ̀ méjèèjì tí mo pè yẹn, ìka tiná bọlé, ìka pacify anger. I carried a wonderful woman of God yesterday, and I respect her so much within a short period of time she spends in my car. The husband has been expecting her. She's already late. So we picked her up. So as I was talking to her in the car, and her phone was ringing, he said, your pastor, sáré gbé phone yìí, daddy ni yóò jẹ́, mo ń gbọ́, olóró tí ń bínú, kìnìkan. I don't know what the husband said on phone. I was just hearing that she was saying, mo mọ̀ pé kò dáa, ẹ má bínú, mo máa bá yín sìn, Daddy Olusola ni wọ́n gbé mi, ẹ dúró dè mí ní roundabout, challenge là ń wò lọ́ọ̀kan yìí, mo mọ̀ pé the man is still foaming on the other end. You see, the response of the woman will bring down the anger of what? Of that man. If the woman will say, I've told you now, I'm almost to that place. Two different communication styles. We must learn what, brethren? Effective words, sir. Look here, I'm talking to you. Effective communication. Let's learn how to talk. Is what makes an outstanding spouse. Is part of what make us who we ought to be as an outstanding spouse in any given marriage. Open and honest dialogue is the foundation. What do I call it for you, brethren? Is the foundation of a strong relationship. This involves expressing your needs clearly and practicing active listening. Are we together, people of God? Do you see two components of effective communication? I want you to see. What are they? One, expressing your need. How, brethren? Clearly. And do what? Practice active listening. Note those two things, sir. What's the first one? Expressing clearly your need. I've always been saying that things in this meeting. Most of us, we only talk, we don't communicate. What I said we do? We only talk, we don't communicate. Parents do it with their children. Husband do it to the wife. Wife do it to the husband. Wife did what? Do it to the husband. Parents to the children at times. And you these children, you didn't sweep. None of you sweep the house. None of you watch the play. Making noise here and there. Is that communication? No. That is talking. That is murmuring. That is shouting. That one will not solve what? Any problem. I get home. I discover my children has not done what they do what? What they ought to do. And their father, by the grace and the mercy of God, Lagbaja, go and do so things. Lagbaja, go and do so things. Basic. That's communication. I've told them what they want to do. At the time I want them to do what? To do it. Communication. Express your need. Don't nag, don't murmur against your husband, against your wife. Express what you expect from what? From her. Tell her clearly. Dear, I pray God is going to do what? God is going to help us. God is going to do what? God is going to help us. Do you know that I like that you always give me rapt attention each time I want to talk to you? I dislike the idea of using it to watch football, listening to CNN news. Why I want to talk to you. That's a communication mode. Another one. More problem. We don't even know your problem. Tell about to joke with the television. The moment you are watching football or watching CNN news, you don't listen to anybody. Whatever one is saying, you just be dropping on the ground. You just be treating one as if one is a trash. What is all this about? Express what? Express your need. Tell him simply. You want to do what? You want his attention whenever you are talking to him. It can be vice versa. We should learn the art of communication. What, brethren? The art of communication. Giving full attention without judgment and seeking to understand one another's perspective. Do you see what Outstanding power does? What I said they do? In the spirit of communication, they give full what? Full attention. What I said they give, brethren? They give full attention without judgment, without argument, seeking to understand their spouse's perspectives. That woman is saying something. You didn't understand what she's saying because you have not listened attentively. That man wants something. It's not that she dislikes you. It's not that he's no longer in love with you. But he wants what? He wants something. Try and what? And pay a rapt attention. You see, most time, as a marriage counselor, I have always been privileged. It is from women you will always hear the complaint of Kosifemo, Ifetiton, Ifetiton, Ifetiton. Most of the things when a woman tells me, Ifetiton, I don't take it so serious. Hello? I have discovered that man look forward to see which they have not been doing. They don't know. And that one result will be bringing about certain reaction. Those reactions to what is not in place. Are you listening to me? Do you hear me now? Reaction to what should be in place that is not in place is what women refers to as lack of love. Chegbo. Things that should be in place. Are we together? That are not in place is what women call lack of love. Find out by listening to one another. Let's talk about unwavering support as another core principle of becoming an outstanding spouse. What I call it for you, brethren? Unwavering support. Be your spouse's biggest cheerleader in both good time and what? And bad. I will never forget this. I want to do this story. In 2020, when we had crises on the landed property of our church, praise the name of the Lord. That first night when that matters began, despite the first voice I heard as I was going towards home on that day, is saying the Ancient of Day at the back of my car, right at the junction of my house. And I heard him. I look at it, I felt something is at the back. I thought it was brother that we went together that was still at the back of the car. Then I remember that I had dropped in somewhere. Something was steering the back of my car. I was lost in my thoughts that God, I don't want this problem. I investigated all I need to investigate it. If I know there is any problem like this on ground, we wouldn't have dabbled to the procurement of this. And that was the thought I was carried away. I was thinking about so many investigations we did before we paid for that land. So I was lost in my thoughts. There's something just steered the back of my car. And I just looked back. By the time I saw it, I saw the Ancient of Days. Gray, white hair. The whole body, the clothes, white, everything white. I could not look at it twice. I turned my head and I hold the wheel like this. I couldn't look back. If you borrow me, I will buy it. I'll pay you for it. I was shivering. Dear, I couldn't, and I heard his voice. He said, go and take your shower, go and eat, and sleep. I am at work. But I must confess, that night, despite I had the Ancient of Days, I want to sleep. The sleep was not coming. I must tell you, I want to sleep. The sleep was not coming. This is where I'm going that I remembered. And my wife discovered that I was just turning here and there. And he said, Daddy, maybe you are the one that just told me that God said you should eat, you should take your bath and sleep, that is at work. And he said, please sleep, my dear, it's going to be over. And I remember that night, I can't forget, March 6, 2020. She was pampering my back like a small child on the bed. It was while she would do that for some couple or some few minutes that I slept off. Outstanding what? Outstanding spouse. Who will always, what will they do? They become your what? Your biggest cheerleaders in both good times and what? And bad. Kò sí tó pa ọkùnrin bí kò lose support ìyàwó ẹ̀. I'm telling you sincerely, there is nothing that kill a man earlier. There is nothing that sentence a man to the early grave like when a man lose the support of his wife. Encourage one another goals. Celebrate one another success. And remind one another of your what? Of your strength. This creates a sense of security and boost what, brethren? Self-esteem. Those are what outstanding spouse. Those are what they do. These are what, brethren? These are what they do. Unwavering support. They encourage the goal of their husband. It's of recent I told you the story that gave birth to the writings and the publications of 11th commandment. That's the inspiration for that thing will have died in me. It's not even part of my thinking at all. I told you it's a message I preach on a wedding day. And my wife commended it and he said, wow, this is a wonderful message. It must become a book. And behold and lo, it is a book today. I never think, when I was preparing that sermon to preach that year, I never thought of making that sermon a what, brethren? A book. I had that book, 11th commandment, the taboo of happy marriage. To my credit today, see the sort. Who owns that credit? Huh? My wife, to the glory of God, she initiated it. Because on that day, she became my what? My biggest cheerleaders. Pastor was there on that day now. Pastor didn't comment that message. He didn't tell me whether I did well or I didn't do well. No other person did. Except her. As I walk into the office, he said, wow, that day, today's message is wonderful. Inspiration. Òfin kọkànlá, èèwọ̀ ìdílé aláyọ̀. That was the topic of that message that day. Òfin kọkànlá, èèwọ̀ ìdílé aláyọ̀. She was questioning so many things and she said, that one will be very good as a what? As a book. And here today we have it. We have 11 commandments. Can you celebrate my wife once again for me? That's what we are talking about. That will have died in me. It will have done what? It will have died in me. on several things like that. What that one, you encourage one another go. You celebrate their successes. You remind one another of one another's strength. Don't pull down your spouse out of undue and unwarranted envy. We are no two couples are equally configured. Are we together? Brethren, did you hear me, sir? No two couples are what, brethren? Are equally configured. We are different. You have your area of strength. Your wife or your husband has his own areas of strength. When you see the areas of the strength of your spouse, do what, sir? Compliment it, encourage it, share it. What I say you do? You share it. That's how we live in our own family. We don't compete about anything. We know areas of individual speciality. We know areas of individual grace. We know areas of individual strength. Praise the name of the Lord. That is how me and my wife, that is how we work in the affairs of this church. I'm not the brain behind everything. Are we together, people of God? I know my area, I know my strength, I know her strength. I don't dabble into the areas of her strength. Huh? It is this morning I was thinking about it as I was coming to church. I said almost all the studies for the December retreat is what? Is ready. Then I made up my mind, let me give her all of those topics to be treated. It is our own responsibility to go and look for relevance in. That is our feed. And part of what I was saying to myself while I was coming here today, like mommy is here and sorry it is here, I am taking that advantage to tell you. I said, I want new set of hymn for this year retreat. I don't want the usual hymn that we've been singing all over, ran over. I know she will do that. I trust the grace of God. She will do her research. I can't do that. How many songs do I know? How many hymns do I know? That is what Outstanding couple does what? Did. You give unwavering what? Unwavering support to one another. When you do it, it creates sense of security. Then it boosts what? Self-esteem. Another thing that must characterize, that should be core principle of whom want to become an outstanding spouse is trust, loyalty, honesty, and reliability. Loyalty, honesty, reliability. Can I tell you this? Loyalty, honesty, are we together? And reliability is what builds a man trust in you. Hello, people of God. What, brethren? What do I want to check on my wife's phone? Or what? On my wife's phone. What will I be looking for? That will be making me to be saying, bring your phone. I want to check it. What nonsense. That becomes a problem between a couple I was talking to of recent. And I just shook my head. He said, the wife is asking for the password. And she's getting annoyed. What does she want to do with my phone? Why is she asking for my pass? For my password? I just look at him. If it were unbelievers speaking, it wouldn't have bothered me. But a servant of God is saying all of those things. I was just thinking, mo pa ẹnu mọ́ fún wọn because nínú ẹ̀kọ́ counseling mo kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wípé kí n má máa fi live mi kí n má máa fi cancel mi another person mo kàn fi wò wọ́n pé mo kàn ń wò wípé we are using is insisting that we put password. And I even told my children that password is even stressing me. It's disturbing me seriously. Any little time now, by the time you scroll, you wipe the feed again, he's asking for password. Password. I'm even becoming tired of the so-called password because it's a problem for me. I don't have anything I'm hiding for my wife, not even for my children. I don't know what people, that person that if your wife is asking for your the password to your phone, it implies that trust has been betrayed. in that family relationship, in that home. The moment trust is betrayed in a family, confusion and palaver have set in. And what brings about lack of trust is disloyalty, dishonesty, and unreliable fellow. Some years ago, a particular sister of ours lives with us in our house. Mature sister. Praise the name of the Lord. And my wife was not working in Ibadan. She will go on Monday to come back on Friday. The members of the neighborhood, they are the one that called my wife. And they said, hey, I know you shame you. I pity you. Those who feel care for her, they are not doing it out of, I don't know. They are not doing it out of gossip. The woman is so sincere that she's talking from experience. No, she knows what he's talking about. And they said all of those, and they said all of those. And my wife said, thank you. I appreciate your what? I appreciate your love, your concern. But I want to assure you that there is no problem. She said, she uttered a statement to her. She told her that